Alright, let's check out this Marvel Covers Artist Edition, the Modern Era. So a little bit about me. My name is Walden Wong. I'm a comic book artist for Marvel and DC Comics. Check out my website. It's waldenwongart.com. Over there, just like different things that you can find out about me and my work in comic books. And also check out my Patreon page. It's patreon.com/waldenwongart. Over there, just different tiers that you can look at. And if you like these videos, you can show support there over on my Patreon. So without further ado, let's take a look at this book right over here. Alright, so this is the Marvel covers, the modern era. So these are some of the newer covers. I also have a video on Marvel covers, but on some of the, I guess, Golden Age, Silver Age, Bronze Age, some of the original covers that Marvel did before the modern era. So let's take a look at this. It comes in a box like this with the UPC code. If this is available on Amazon, I'll add links below the video description. And we're going to open this up. This is a piece of paper. Remove this. And I'm going to show you the book, front of the book. Okay, spot gloss on the text up over here, and then a matte finish. Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man cover. We're going to take a look at the spine. Marvel covers the Modern Era Artist Edition. Okay, we have that same Spider-Man image that was in the front. And then we have the back, Jay Lee's Black Bolt, a Black Bolt Inhumans. And I'm going to open this up. Let's see, I'm going to open up in the center and see how the spine reacts. So it opens up flat, which is nice. And those of you who worry about the spine, here's how the spine looks. So arches up. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the inside front cover. Looks like John Cassidy's Avengers. Okay, or correct me if I'm wrong, maybe it's another artist. And then we'll take a look at the inside back cover. Arthur Adams' Wolverine, Colossus, X-Men. Now we're going to take a look at the first page. And I'm going to go through this fairly at a regular pace. And if you want to read some of this, just pause the video so you can read up and then zoom in. Okay, J. Scott Campbell's Inhumans. This one is Chris Bacalo. Okay. And then table of contents. And then we have Dale Keown's The Hulk, Arthur Adams' Fantastic Four issue. So Arthur Adams' work. Let's take a quick look to see if the artists are kind of in order. So it is listed by artist names. Okay, we're going to take a look here. So this is almost like a artist edition for a few artists here and there. Most of the popular artists in the modern era. Okay, thick pages. Chris Bacalo's work. Over here. Chris Bacalo, I remember when I was a little kid, I saw Chris Bacalo on a game show called Win, Lose, and Draw, where he was like drawing images on a whiteboard, and then people would guess what it is. It was like kind of like a game show. And this is, who's this artist? Okay, let's take a look. Take a look at who this is. Lee Bermeo. Okay, I met Lee Bermeo a long time ago at San Diego Comic-Con. He was with Ali Garza at the time. He actually gave me advice on who to show some of my work to as I was trying to get work as a comic book artist. A little about me, those of you who landed on my video and don't know who I am. I'm a comic book artist. My name is Walden Wong. And I've done work for Marvel Comics, DC, Image Comics, Disney, Dark Horse, many numerous comics. I've been doing comics for a long time. Okay, this is Nick Bradshaw's artwork. Oh, my buddy Nick Bradshaw got in. That's very good, Nick. Good job, Nick. Okay, I worked with Nick on Wolverine the X-Men, and this was actually one of the covers for the book that we worked on. I didn't ink the cover, but Nick inked the cover himself, but I did the interiors. I remember when I was when I saw Nick's work, his stuff kind of looks like Arthur Adams stuff. So I messaged him on Facebook, Instagram, and I said, hey, my name is Walden. I like your art. Would you like to work together? This is J. Scott Campbell stuff. He messaged me back and said, hey, I know who you are. I have your artwork on my wall. Yeah, I would love to work together. And then that's how I got to work together with Nick Brashaw on Wolverine and the X-Men. He knew my work. He knew I inked over Arthur Adams, and he kind of draws like Arthur Adams, so it just kind of like worked out together. Okay, J. Scott Campbell's artwork. I met J. Scott Campbell a long time ago. He was in the, I think he had a Killer Instinct tour with Wildstorm, and then he also did a signing in San Francisco, where I live, at a comic book store. A very nice guy. Okay, here's Black Cat. Okay, so here's this. Take a look here. More J. Scott Campbell stuff. J. Scott Campbell does really good drawings, really great caricatures. Right over here. Some of these I've never seen before. He does so many covers and variant covers. Okay. And then here we have John Cassidy. I recognize his signature. Okay. I remember when I was working for DC Comics, they used to send out these invoice forms, and like artists, we would need to sign it first and send it back to the editors, and they will process it for payment. The invoice forms would say, if you're working on a cover, how much you get paid. If you're working on interior pages, how much you will get paid. And they sent me John Cassidy's form by mistake. And then I saw how much he gets paid for working on a cover. I mean, like, I'm not going to disclose it, but when I saw that invoice was for one cover for that amount of money, I was like, whoa, that's a lot. So I contacted the editor. I said, oh, you sent me the wrong invoice. Sent it to me. So that is John Cassidy, the inside front cover. Let's take another look. So the inside front cover was this, and that is John Cassidy's work. So I sent it back to the editor, and they sent me a new invoice that's under my name. So here's this. Okay, now we're getting to Travis Tress. I noticed Travis Tress work when he was working on DC Comics Dark Stars, because he kind of drew like Jim Lee. And then later on, he started working with Wildstorm, Jim Lee's studio, on Wildcats. Okay, and here it is. And then he created a character called Space Girls. And then here we have Alan Davis inker Mark Farmer. Here. I wonder if Alan Davis is considered like a modern artist to be here, because I remember reading his stuff like when I was a little tiny kid. Well, at least they have some of the work over here. We have Dave Finch, my friend Art T-Bear. He inked this. Dave Finch is also a friend. Very, very nice guy. And then we have David Williams. Is this David Williams? It looks like David Williams. I'm pretty sure it's David Williams. I'm curious. I'm going to go back and... oh, no, this isn't David Williams. This is Michael Golden. There's a little stamp that says, please return to Michael Golden. So this is Michael Golden's work right here. Michael Golden, the artist that worked on the Nam for Marvel Comics. Oh, so it looks like he also did this cover, The Age of Apocalypse, Salvation of Exodus. A lot going on here. So this is something that I can sit down and look at and study for many hours. And then now we have Dale Keown. This is Dale Keown's Hulk over here. Well, lots of yellowing and stuff on the original art. And this one we have Sam Keith. A lot of paste ups happening over here. I liked how they cut around. The scan is so good. I thought that there was like a paste up on top, and I can touch the paste ups. Sam Keith's Marvel Tales Spider-Man. Next we have Sam Keith again. Oh, I recognize this cover. Okay, and here's another one. So much details around the outside. Yeah, there looks like this logo was pasted on. This logo looks like it was drawn on, or maybe pasted on and then drawn around it. No, I take that back. There's a paste up that went on top, and someone else drew leaves on top. Very nice. Wonder if Sam Keith actually did that, or someone in production in Marvel Comics did that. Here's another. Okay, Wolverine. A lot of noodling. I know Sam Keith, he uses repeatographs to ink. He uses repeatograph ink exclusively to ink. Maybe not so much to fill in the black areas, but a lot of the stuff he uses are repeatograph. From an interview that I see. Right here, this looks like ballpoint pen. There's a little bit of reddish over here. I don't wonder why there's that red. And then some tones, zipper tones. And here's Sam Keith's work again. A good amount of Sam Keith's work, which tells me this, like, the publisher was able to find a lot of it. Oh, look, what is this? One issue 100, and this is probably the variant cover where Wolverine smashed. Okay, then we have more Marvel Comics Presents here, and another Sam Keith one. I wonder what Sam Keith is doing these days. So those of you that know, please comment down below and let us know what Sam Keith is working on these days. We have Adam Kuber's work. Adam Kubert over here. I remember reading his stuff when he was working on The Incredible Hulk. Adam Kubert, for those of you who don't know, is the brother of Andy Kubert. He's also like an amazing artist. And both of them are sons of Joe Kubert. I've met all three of them at a convention before. All three of them are really nice people. I've actually met Joe Kubert more than Andy Kubert or Adam Kubert. Okay, this is Jim Lee and Terry Austin. I don't think I've seen this. This is Jay Lee. Jay Lee's work. Interesting. The texture inking on this. This is so clean. Looks like with a brush. This one looks like it's with a pen. And then we have Jim Lee again. A lot going on. Potts. I wonder why it says Potts. So what? Carl Potts penciled it and Jim Lee inked it? Is that what that means? Yeah, so right here it says Potts and Lee. Is Carl Potts also an artist? Or maybe Carl Potts did the layout and Jim Lee did the pencils? I'm not really sure. Those of you who know anything about the collaboration with Carl Potts and Jim Lee, please comment down below and let us know why Carl Potts' name's on it. I know Carl Potts was the editor for Marvel Comics. It's interesting. Over here on the bottom, it says artist Jim Lee, but no name on Carl Potts. Here's this image here, Jim Lee, No More Potts, and then also Jim Lee, June of 1991. Okay. Here is more Jim Lee and Scott Williams. Scott Williams' signature over here. Scott Williams' signature right over there. Okay, we'll take a look at the. Oh, so it looks like there's a spread over here. So, ooh, my camera may not be able to show the grandness of this. Okay, so this is the X-Men cover, the 3 X-Men cover. Let me show you the left side. This opens up, and then we have this side goes to the right side, right over here. Very, very cool. Okay, we're gonna close this, and then we have an X-Men on the inside, flat pair. Oh, this is nice. This is full size. I'm so glad they got the scan of this. You know, it connects really well on the original art. Oh, let's take a look. It looks like Jim Lee drew this on. Oh no, there's connecting pieces. So there's a seam here, and there's a seam here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 actual boards. I thought it was like maybe like on one larger board that was drawn. Okay. In the hands of Omega Red. And then this is very cool. X-Men. This image was used for a lot of omnibus covers that Marvel Comics did. And now we're entering Rob Liefeld's work. Okay, Rob Liefeld, Tom McFarlane inked this. Rob Liefeld inked himself. So I have friends that used to work at Extreme Studios with Rob Liefeld, and he would ink over Rob Liefeld's work, and then he would tell me that Liefeld would usually ink his own faces, but everything else he would let like another inker ink, but usually when it comes to the faces, he would ink it himself. So this is the X-Force issue 1 cover. There's like a few printings, with the second printing being like a gold printing. I believe this one also came with a trading card. If you bought the X-Force, it was like polybagged. And here's some interior pages. Okay, all the stuff that you see here that's faded was they use a micron, which fades over time. If you refill your ink, if you refill those microns with your waterproof ink, those won't fade. But the original, some of the microns that comes earlier, it does get faded. If you look at one of my most popular videos in my other videos, you'll find a video on how to refill those microns. So those of you who are artists and has microns, instead of throwing them out, talking about microns such as these, instead of throwing them out, what you can do is refill them. And then look at my video, just or type in on YouTube how to refill microns, and you'll be able to find my video on how to fill them. But look under my channel, okay? And then here is Liefeld and Trevor Scott. Trevor Scott inked this. Okay, I think that's Trevor Scott's signature, because I remember his signature looks kind of like a key. Top of flying Spider-Man. Now we have McFarlane here, McFarlane on both sides. McFarlane Hulk on both sides as well. Bob Wycek inked this one. I don't know what Bob Wycek is doing these days. Haven't seen his name in a while. Wonder if he's still doing comic books. If you guys know what Bob Wycek, the inker, is doing, comment down below. Let us know. We have these McFarlane pages, and we all recognize this cover. It's made into a t-shirt, toys, and stickers, and lots of stuff. Tom McFarlane signed his signature over here. Okay. We have the next page, McFarlane again. And this is, I wonder who's this artist. I don't know. Maybe Cassidy again? Let's take a look. Let's take a look to see who that artist is. So we had McFarlane, Steve McNiven. This is Steve McNiven. Okay, Steve McNiven. I've actually inked Steve McNiven one time when he was doing some assisting pencils for Mystic during CrossGen. These are Mike Mignola. There was an inker who was inking an issue of Mystic, and he couldn't do all his pages. He contacted me, asked me to ghost ink Steve McNiven's pencils on Mystic, a cross-gen comic book title. When it was done, he sent it back to me, so that I still have that original art to that page. Mike Mignola's Marvel work. Look at this here. A little bit different than what he does in Hellboy, yet there's similarities in the style of Mignola's work. Just more Mignola. This is Mike Mignola. Here's Paulo Pacheco, Carlos Pacheco, one of my favorite artists. I met him at San Diego Comic-Con. I had a print for him to sign, and he was gracious enough to sign a print for me. Of X-Men. Yeah, I still have it hanging on my wall. Okay, Carlos Pacheco and Jesus Marino. Jesus Marino, Jesus Marino is also a really good artist himself. Okay, and then here's the next page. Let's see. We have Carlos Pacheco. Then we have Pacheco and Art T-Bear. Art T-Bear. This is when I was collecting comics, right when it started around here. And next we have Stephen Platt page, Moon Knight. I remember meeting Stephen Platt at the Extreme Studio Tour, just getting his autograph, and that was many, many years ago before I started working in comics. Who's this? Will Portacio. When I met Stephen Platt, I just got his autograph, but didn't, nothing ended up from that. Last year, 2024, I was at a Fan Expo San Francisco, and he was one of the guests, and I was also a guest. And I was just sitting at my booth, and all of a sudden, Stephen Platt walked up to my booth, and he just said hi, and I told him, like, oh, I met you a long time ago when you were doing an Extreme Studios tour with Rob Liefeld, and then I did my rant, and I said, yeah, I'm Walden. I work in comic books, and then right away he goes, yeah, I know who you are. I know who you are. So I don't know, like, that was, working in comics is kind of like interesting. Sometimes this is Joe Quesada and Jimmy Palmiotti, same as this one. Yeah, so working in comics, sometimes it's funny. You get to know people, or people get to know you. And this is Frank Wiley, and it's kind of humbling to know that some of the artists that you grew up reading their books and looking at the artwork before I was even working in comics, that they come up to my booth and then just, oh, I know your work, I've seen your work, or I've seen your YouTube videos and social media and things like that. So that's always humbling to me. Let me zoom in a little bit closer so we can see this more in detail. So we have John Romita Jr., Scott Hanna. I met Scott Hanna. I've only met John Romita Jr. once when he was working on Area 58. He was doing a signing, and I walked up to his booth and got a signing. Scott Hanna, I became friends with him, saw him at a few conventions. We were like booth neighbors a few times at, I think it was Heroes Con at Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah, I've seen him there a few times. This one is John Romita Jr. and Klaus Janson. Next, same thing, John Romita Jr., AW, Al Williamson. Al Williamson's work over here. Al Williamson's work, Daredevil. Next, we have Punisher Warzone and John Romita Jr. and Klaus Janson. The other names are over here too, as well as their signature on the comic book cover. Okay, and here looks like John Romita Jr. and Dan Pinosian. Dan Pinosian inked this. Dan has actually gone on to become an amazing artist. I worked with him once on Iron Man Annual, where he was penciling and I was inking, and he was he was drawing okay. But today, if you should really Google up Dan Pinosian's work. He is such an amazing cover artist, one of the best artists out there in the industry today. Very, very amazing artist. John Romita Jr. too. He's also an amazing artist. But Dan Pinosian's work, you should really check it out. Here is John Romita Sr. drew this. This one is for issue 21, special wedding issues. So maybe they just did two different covers, variant covers. Next we have Tim Sale, Daredevil, and this is not quite sure who this is. Mark Silvestri and Dan Green. Okay, yeah, Mark Silvestri. Look at Mark Silvestri's signature. It looks like this. Back then, Mark Silvestri's signature looks like this. It looks different now compared to what it was back then. Okay, next we have Walt Simonson. Walt Simonson's work. Walt Simonson over here. So this Marvel cover artist edition, I recognize majority of the artwork compared to my other video. Check out my other video on the older eras. I don't really recognize that many artists there. I started buying comics in probably during this time, maybe a little bit later, because there's some of these comics are before my time in even collecting comics. See, we have Walter Simonson. Again, Walter Simonson. Okay, and then we're gonna keep going. And here's a nice Walter Simonson page. This one, who did this? Not quite sure. Walt Simonson too. That's Walt Simonson's Cyclops. Okay, some whiteout over there, and I guess the original Fantastic Four trade dressing was there, and someone just ripped it off. Okay, and then Walt Simonson page. Oh, there's a big white stat over here. Ooh, this is a nice cover. I wonder if they had I heard that when Walt Simonson worked on this issue, X Factor 24, I think it was like either 20, 24, 25, 26, or like different numbers that they connect, that they're supposed. Yeah. So here we go. Here we go. So this is issue 24, 25, 26. So if you have those 3 X Factor comic books, this one actually connects to this side. You'll notice this cylinder here goes to the back cylinder, and this is the other cylinder for the background. And this part of the spaceship back here connects to this one. Not a lot of people knew that this was a connecting cover until Walt Simonson mentioned it. So the characters are still there, all the individual X Factor characters, but the background, it connects. So you see the building, the top of this building here, you go on the other side, it connects over here. And then you'll see some of this line here, it connects, and then this line connects. They should have made this like, I'm glad that they had all 3 pages to show. They should have made that like a gatefold cover to show all 3 of them together. Next, Walt Simonson page. Oh, wait, is this Simonson or is this, hold on a second. I remember the inside art was Paul Smith. I don't know this, maybe this is Paul Smith's work. I recognize his work. Does this have his name anywhere? Did he sign his name? I know this is Paul Smith. Let's double check. This is Paul Smith's work. So Paul Smith is one of my mentors. A long time ago I met him, and then he was teaching me how to ink with a brush. And I think I owe a lot of my career to Paul Smith. You see, yep, Paul Smith, right over here, page 1. So I guess this is the last of the pages. Let's see what's on the next page. And then here are, I guess, a page of their signatures. Here's Paul Smith's signature, PMS. Okay, so let's take a look at this one more time. This is the inside back cover, inside front cover, inside front cover. And then we have the back of the book, the spot gloss on Jay Lee's Inhumans, the spine, and the cover right over here with Spider-Man. And there you have it. That's the Marvel Covers, the Modern Era Artist Edition. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Check out my website, it's waldenwongart.com. On my website, you can check out things that you can, like my galleries, some of the work that I've done for different publishers, and check my Patreon. So if you enjoyed this video and like to share show some support, my Patreon is patreon.com/waldenwongart. Over there, there's different tiers that you can show support. So enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.